Good day and good vibe, and welcome to another episode of Chill Art. Chill Art is a public service program of the Leesburg Center for the Arts. The program's goal is to help people shift focus to the positive. Body-mind experts and guest contributors from across the globe volunteer to present their mindfulness modalities and give our viewers tools to better cope during challenging times. Then, after their presentations, we walk you through a short, no artistic ability required art project. Think of them as fun, creative, moving meditations that calm the soul and raise the spirit.
Hi everyone, my name is Megha Tiwari. I am a Wellbeing Coach, author, meditation guide, and I'm so excited to be here with you all today. I just want to start by saying thank you to Pat for having me on and just for reaching out to me through Insight Timer, which is how we got connected. And so today I really want to talk to you about 3 mindfulness myths. There are a lot of mindfulness myths, but I'm going to focus on the top 3 that I think are the most common and the top 3 that I think will be the most helpful for us to talk about and dispel together. And then, of course, at the end, we'll end with a short practice, which will be a very quick 2-minute body scan, which I'll guide you through. And then, that will be it for today. So let's start with number 1. The number 1 myth that I hear all the time in regards to mindfulness is that mindfulness means being really serious, sitting still, being quiet, and essentially being in this like meditative state all the time. And this is a myth. This is not something that is required of mindfulness. For some people, yes, it can be. And I certainly practice that kind of mindfulness sometimes. But mindfulness doesn't require you to do anything really. Mindfulness is more about the intention and the energy that you are putting behind whatever it is that you're doing. It can be just how you live your entire day, from how you wake up, how you brush your teeth, how you make breakfast, how you interact with people throughout your day, all the way up to how you sleep. And I think a really helpful way of thinking about this is whatever it is that I'm doing. Let's say I have a lot of stress in my work and I'm trying to become more mindful in the way that I'm working. A really helpful question that you can ask yourself is, how can I make this 1% more mindful? How can I do this responsibility or this activity 1% more mindfully? And so it's just about taking this little shift or little action that will help you to feel more mindful in whatever it is that you're doing. So let's say for working, it could be something as simple as sitting down at your desk first thing in the morning and just writing down your top 3 priorities. That way you know exactly what is expected of you throughout your day and you're not scrambling trying to do everything at once. Another example could be that you set a timer on your phone for every hour you know you're going to get up and just walk around your room or go for a little walk around the block. And that will help you to break up your day and get some movement and activity in. So it can be little things like that, but I think the question of how can I do this 1% more mindfully could be really helpful. I hope you try that one out. So that's the first one. Mindfulness means being serious, being meditative, and being quiet. Number 2, the second myth that I hear a lot is that being mindful means that I never get upset, I never get angry, and I'm always calm, and I'm always just calm and collected. This is, of course, a myth because many expert meditation, mindfulness teachers get upset and get angry and experience a wide range of human emotions. I mean, it's just part of being human. The key, though, is not really about avoiding emotions. It's more about learning to become the observer. You will hear this word observer a lot in mindfulness because it really helps us to detach our identity from whatever it is that we're feeling. So if you think of yourself as the observer for when you're feeling upset or angry, and also as the observer when you are feeling happy and excited. Excited and angry, you could say, are two sides of the same emotion, underlying emotion. So the more that we allow our emotions the space and time to exist, to feel, the less of a grip or attachment that we hold to them, and the less reactivity or implications that we will have to experience because of our anger. And having this space or this gap between ourselves and our emotions allows us the space to really consciously choose a different response, and to take the time to hear ourselves, see ourselves, acknowledge how we're feeling, and then also step into how is it that I desire to feel, or how is it that I desire to respond in this particular scenario. And one thing I want you to keep in mind here is a really great sign of mindfulness working, or you progressing on your mindfulness journey, is when you respond differently. And what I mean by that is, let's say in the past, if you were having an argument with your partner, or you're having a disagreement with someone, and you would typically respond, however you would respond, reactive or aggressive or blaming, whatever it is that you would tend to do when you do something differently. So for example, when you choose to respond with acceptance, compassion, kindness, understanding, more solution-oriented. When you see yourself doing this, this is a very, very good sign that your mindfulness practice is growing and evolving, and you could say working. And this is something that people around you will notice too. So if you notice people saying like, wow, I really liked how you handled that situation, or I really liked how you responded in that way, that is also a really, really good sign. So that's number 2. Being mindfulness means that you can never get upset or anxious or angry. And then number 3 is this idea that you cannot be in a good relationship with someone who does not also practice mindfulness. A lot of times, people will say that, I don't know if I can be in this relationship with my partner because he doesn't or she doesn't value mindfulness. Like, they don't practice mindfulness, or they don't really understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. And this is the myth, because your mindfulness practice does not require anyone else to behave in any sort of way. It's really more about you. We don't need to convert our loved ones. And part of mindfulness is to be at peace with whatever, no matter who is around you or whatever is going on around you. Of course, you have free will in the relationships that you maintain, the relationships that you create, and you can be in relationship with anyone. But if you choose someone who doesn't necessarily know about mindfulness or value mindfulness or is even interested in mindfulness, then the best thing to do is to focus on your own practice. Focus on yourself. Focus on becoming the best version of you that you possibly can, and let your own embodiment of the practice be an example, be a living example of what mindfulness means to you. And remember that we are all on our own journey. We're all working with divine timing, and as much as we maybe would like to control what other people do, especially the people that we love, we can't. And we have to let their own journey evolve as it's supposed to evolve. We have to let divine timing do its work. We can't force or rush someone into it. We can't say like, hey, I think you should really read this book. I think it'll be really good for you. Like, you can just feel the energy of someone who's trying to, force you to change or force you to become something that you're not. It just doesn't feel good. It's very icky. So my advice on this one would be to just focus on yourself, focus on your own practice, and strengthen your energy, right? Because mindfulness, the power of mindfulness is it gives you this kind of ability to be around anyone or any situation and not be drained, not be so affected by what's going on that you start to feel resistant or anxious. So try to focus on your own practice. Do the things that you can to amplify your energy in such a way that you can be around anyone. You can be around any situation and not identify so much with what's going on. So those are my 3 mindfulness myths that I see all the time. And I hope that talking through some of this has helped you in just uncovering, how you can advance your own mindfulness practice and your own well-being practice. If you have any other questions or you have any other myths that you're working through for yourself, feel free to reach out on my website. You can also book a 20-minute free consultation with me. And I do have a book that's out on Amazon. It's just an ebook right now, but it will be in paperback very soon. It's called Wellbeing, and the links for everything will be in the description, so you can check those out. And I would love to hear from you. Please reach out and let me know more about you, where you're from, and more about your mindfulness journey. So we're going to end here with a quick 2-minute body scan. This body scan I will guide you through, so you can feel free to close your eyes, get into a comfortable position, either sitting or laying down, and we will do this together. So let's start by closing our eyes wherever you're at, and just gather all your energy back into your body, leaving behind any of your day's activities. Noticing if you're carrying any tension in your body, just let it dissolve. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just start by noticing your feet and the soles of your feet. Notice your ankles, calves, knees. Take a deep breath in. Notice your thighs and your hips. Deep exhale. Deep breath into the belly. Breathe deeply into the belly so you can really relax. And exhale, move your awareness up into the chest, into the arms. Let your palms open. Relax both arms, shoulders. Relax your back. Breathe in. Notice how your neck is feeling. Notice the alignment of your spine, the natural curve of your spine that goes into your neck and all the way up into your head. Notice all those tiny muscles in your face. Allow your temples to relax, your eyes, cheeks, nose, mouth, tongue, teeth, and jaw. Finally, as you breathe in, notice the stream of energy that's coming up through the soles of your feet into your body, traveling all the way up and into the crown of your head, at the top of your head. This is a really great quick practice you can do in the middle of the day, or if you're out for a walk, you can also do this. If you're laying in bed right before you fall asleep, you can do this as well. And then as you're ready, just slowly wiggle fingers and toes again. And open your eyes nice and gently. Thank you so much for practicing with me. You can find more meditations just like this that are longer for families, kids, adults on my Insight Timer page and also on my website. So as I said before, all the links will be in the description, and I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megha. I feel so beautifully relaxed after that body scan session. I'm so relaxed, I'm ready to do the No Artistic Ability Required art tutorial. What I thought would be fun is to take some basic things. A Sharpie pen, ultra fine point is going to be needed for this. Some watercolors, either the cake or pan. Isn't this a cute little set? This would work. You could also use watercolor pencils, which I have here, and I am going to use those today. Or you could use your woodless or your regular colored pencils. Okay, so that's what would be needed, as well as, of course, the paper that you're going to draw on. So here we go here, and we see that this is a sample that I did. We won't be working this large. It would take too long. This took me 2 hours from beginning to end to create this. We are going to work smaller, but I wanted you to see it in a larger form. And also note that this was done on watercolor paper. Now, if you are going to use colored pencils, you could work on cardstock. What is important, though, because you are using a permanent marker, though I'll put in here, you could use a ballpoint pen, you can use a darker pencil, but we're going to use a permanent marker. And if you tried to do this on regular newsprint, which is my blotter, or copy paper, it will bleed through. So you need something that's of heavier stock. So watercolor paper or cardstock works. So I've just taped a smaller piece of paper down here so that it doesn't move around in my camera frame. And I'm going to get rid of some of the things that I don't need and be right back. And I'm back. So here I have a piece of watercolor paper and my marker. I'm going to draw right on here. I'm not going to bother with a pencil, and I'm going to start at the lower left-hand corner and go up to the right. And the reason I'm doing this is I just want to fill this full of hope for the new year. And we tend to go up and over to the future. So I'm going to make a tree-ish type of drawing. It's freehand. I'm just going to come up and put a few lines in as if they're limbs. Doesn't matter what you do, really. It's all going to change as we go along. I kind of like that. And now I'm going to drop some color in randomly. I'm going to pick, let's see, just a few colors. I'm going to pick this purple, and I like this green, and maybe I'll keep in the cooler colors and pick this blue, And this other green. Yeah, and let's get rid of these. And I'm just going to randomly put in, circle shapes in various sizes, oblongs, circles, amoebas, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to speed this up just to get this part done. That's good. That's it. That was completely random. There was no plan to it. I did stay within the confines of these shapes. And now this is a water pen. I really enjoy these. You could just use a regular brush. Well, I wouldn't call it a pen, excuse me. It's a water brush. It contains water and it's channeled through to the bristles. I'm just going to wet the watercolor pencil. It makes it come alive. Just put some variations in here, and this is what I tend to do to wipe it off. If I need more water, I just squeeze on it. Some blues. And I'm going to go into the purple right now. I'm not going to even clean the brush. Give me another color. Ooh, I like that a lot. I'm going to pick up some blue here and bring that over. Put some of this blue. Okay, and then I'm going to go with a lighter green. Just play. Put on your favorite music. Let the world fall to the side while you play with your watercolors. And that's it. These will dry very, very quickly. So now we're going to go on to the inking. The first thing I want to do is get rid of my pencils again. I'll put them up here. The first thing I want to do is circle around or encapsulate all my colors. Okay, so you just went through step 1 and step 2. Now let's move on to 3, 4, and possibly 5. Now it's about finding randomness beyond the color. So what I'm going to do is, this is something I used to do with my pen and ink mandalas, and that is draw circles abutting one another. And I'm just filling some space in. There is no right or wrong. These are just suggestions to get you started. So I'm putting circles in right here. And I'm going to thicken up the lines, all the exterior lines as I go along. Exterior may not be the right word. These guiding lines to the design. Then I'm just going to color in, separating these circles, filling in the spaces between them. That is one key doodle aspect to this. These are really fun. And then let me show you some more. And here I'm going to create some more upward moving lines. I want to have nice bold lines around everything. I'll do another one. another one. Put that in there. And then, I think we'll make this bolder. Fill that in. Give this some more definition. And since the color's spilled here, I'll put that in here too. Now, I'm going to come up. Here's another type of design you can do. You're going to fill every bit of space with something. So we have half circles, we have full circles, we have lines, or you could call that a line. Let's see, I'll put some circles in here. Filling the space. What about putting just a little dot in each of these? And how about making this more bold? Nothing is planned. Everything just comes out of your imagination. You're being in the present moment, just focusing on the drawing. It's wonderfully relaxing. Now, let's talk about white space. It is possible to just leave various pieces of this design open, and that way it gives it more depth. So, I'm going to take this section right here and turn this into an open space. And I think I'm just going to do half circles. And let's see what else. I'm going to put some dots in here. And I'm going to space them apart. And there you go. Sky's the limit. I don't know if I want to put anything in that white space or just leave it. Or the other thing I can do is make shading more in here as I did with my watercolors later on. This was the last, that's step number 5. Or, what should I do up here? Add some dots? As I said, you never know what it's going to turn out looking like, but it's really rather cool. I've never done this before in one of these designs. What do you think? Should we fill that or should we leave it? Or should maybe I should sign it? Bing. So, I would love to see your intuitive abstract minis. Please send pictures, take images, and send them to lcfa.buzz@gmail.com. That's lcfa.buzz@gmail.com. And then visit our website at leesburgarts.com/chillart, and they'll be put in the gallery under episode number 28. And that is all about the 3 myths of mindfulness. I hope you enjoyed your mindful drawing today, and we'll see you next time.